Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I bet you it could, Njord. If you can play Dark Souls 2, you can probably handle Dragon's Dogma. Testing 1 2 3. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot VCV Rack action. My name is Dave. In the past, we've been doing tutorials where I've been teaching you how to use VCV Rack. They're available on YouTube right now. You might be watching on YouTube, in fact. But it's available on YouTube right now if you want to learn how to use this stuff. But today I'm going to focus more on the creative process and instead just kind of casually try to make a really cool patch, kind of like this one here. This is an older one. Let's start with a fresh canvas though, huh? New patch. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit here. Like that. That'll probably do, huh? Apple says here, why do your donators have to be black knights? All knights matter. What's up, Apples? How you doing? Yeah, that's an old joke from the old Dark Souls days. It's kind of strange. OBS doesn't handle Dark Souls 2, but Streamers OBS does. That is weird, Njord. Huh. If you're using OBS, you have to use desktop capture or something. That's weird. Let's make a sound module here so we can actually hear stuff. We have to go to Core, Audio. How you doing, Apples? How's your day been so far? I'm going to put this over here, I guess. I'll just hide it over behind the chat. You guys won't mind, will you? It's not that interesting. It's one of the most boring modules here. Use direct sound. I like that the most. Go to default device. That should be all right then. Let's get a mixer right off the bat. Go to fundamental. Get this mixer module here just to control some volumes. Okie dokie smoky. We're going to plug the mix output. Oh no, we need two mixers for stereo sound, right? Let's do that. So I want for top to be left. We'll put them side by side. How about that? Let's see here. Fundamental mixer. So we got 4 channels now, left and right. Let's plug the mix output of this mixer into the right output, and the mix of this one into the left output. Okay. It's okay, huh? Had a day off to go to a friend's for graduation. Okay, nice. Was it pretty exciting or really, really boring? Music. Let's make a song of a Viking raiding a church, chopping the head off a bishop, raping a woman and stabbing her child in the stomach. Holy shit, Njord. Typical Viking nonsense. So sorry, just kidding. You gotta be a Viking, dude. You can't fight your Viking genes. Speaking of which, I got my sweet Team Zahn shirt, representing my friend Njord's national flag. From when we went to TFC 2018, and we had the Swedish flag on our shirts representing my friend Zanzu. Okay, so let's see here. So that's all well and good. Let's get some sound going here. But what kind of sound do we want? Well, we need some kind of oscillator, obviously. Let's just get that right off the bat. Fundamental. I'm actually struggling with what, Njord? To fight the Viking urges? I want get the VCO here. And we're going to need a few different things, right? I want to, right off the bat, let's just say that I want to shape a filter and a volume. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a couple ADSRs. Let's go to fundamental. Get one for the filter and one for the volume. And we're going to get a filter here as well. VCF, voltage controlled filter. Let me be towards Middle Ages and fantasy. There's an armor I want so bad. Yeah, Njord, maybe you would. I didn't think you'd really enjoy Dragon's Dogma. I bet you would run pretty good on your computer too. If you run Dark Souls 2 on there. Because it's got some pretty good Fashion Souls in it. And it's very Dark Souls-esque. It's kind of like, Capcom, Njord? It's sort of like Capcom's answer to Dark Souls. I'll give you a kick out of it. So I need a few amplifiers. We're going to mess with the volume, right? Let's go here and get a fundamental VCA. Now, what is VCA 2 anyway? I always fuck with VCA 1. So it's got, okay, you have some more controls here. Oh, it's stereo. Oh. Well, that's cool. That serves our needs pretty well. But they both have their own inputs. I don't need a stereo for only one. Yeah, it's fine. I'll get rid of that. If it's RP or fashion, I'm going to like it. I would say it's kind of both. And it's pretty affordable, too. At least add to your wish list, Njord. I can't guarantee you'll like it, but I'm pretty sure you will. And it goes pretty cheap a lot of the time, too. Check it out. It's called Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on Steam. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. All right, so here's our VCO. We have this filter and this volume control. Let's, and we have this mixer here. So I want to I don't know, do I want a mixer like this? This should be more for geez, I don't know. Maybe it would make more sense to not have a mixer like this. Let's not do that. Let's get rid of these mixers. We'll just use VCAs for all of our mixing. Makes it a little bit more clear what's going on here, I think. We'll get a pan too. Now, I don't think Fundamental has a pan, does it? Of course, I could pan manually. But that wouldn't be too easy. Mutes, scope, sequencers, switches, octaves. No. Let me check Bog Audio. I like Bog Audio stuff a lot. What do we have in AS here, first of all? ADSRs, VCAs, okay. BPM clock, nice. I like that. VU meters, that's fine. Don't worry about that too much. Launch gates, flows, signal delays, triggers, BPM to delay, nice. That works. Calculators. Reverb, might have to mess with that later. Fools converters, that's nice. Okay. I think Bog Audio has a pan. Let's see here. Noise, shapers, mixers, pan, dual panner. I don't need a dual panner. I just need a single panner. Arrhythmia. Accepting that you live with... I guess I figured cram 2 on there, otherwise it'd be too small, right? Oh, that's fine for now. So, now I want... So this is the volume, this is the pan of this thing here. So I need another VCA then. Let's do that. So let's go to our fundamental tools, get a VCA. So what's the 2 VCA? Oh, I already checked that. Well, I'm stupid. Let's get VCA 1. All right, that works. So now we're going to have one ADSR control the VCA. Kind of put them side by side so we know what the hell's going on here. And one ADSR control the VCF. And also I want to have some tremolo. I already talked about tremolo. So that means I want to have an LFO and a VCA. Tremolo is when you have the volume fluctuate to make something sound more delicate and pretty. So let's go to fundamental. I want another VCA and an LFO. There we go. Okay, so here's our tremolo effect. So I want this LFO to control this one. Like that. Okay, so we're going to put this way over here because this is kind of like mixing tools, essentially. That's the mixing tools. I had a friend who tried to drink me under the table. I'm quite drunk now, so I think I might have to leave Twitch. I get a good rest, Njord. Pleasure having you for a minute, dude. Always pleasure having my Swedish friends here. Get a good rest. I'll see you around, homie. I want to have a lot of delay. That'll make things more stable in general. Block size, yeah. I'll just leave it the way it is for now. So I start hearing some artifacting from some latency 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 So good to have luck with the music. Kind of like music, yeah. We're gonna do some sound design here. Speaking of which, I'm gonna need some kind of sequencing to happen here. Maybe it'd be wise to shove this all over a little bit. Let's call this one instrument, right? And I'm going to put a sequencer on the left. So let's just shove this all over here. Okay, and I want some kind of pitch control. How am I going to do that exactly? I use a quantizer. Oh, use a quantizer. Okay, that's what we'll do. Use a quantizer. So let's find a quantizer. Some guys, this VCV Rack has a lot of tools for sequencing notes and stuff, but I prefer to do things more, kind of more boilerplate. Meters, okay. I just want a quantizer, not a real sequencer. What do you got, Bog? You gotta have a quantizer for me, right? Clipper, okay, noise gate, analyzers, detune, stacking, ref tone, Boolean logic, that's it, comparators, awesome. CV delay is sick. Manual, offset, slews, switches. There's no quantizers here. Let me see here. Okay, additive oscillator, nice. FM oscillator, cool. Lots of cool oscillators here. Envelopes. Envelopes. Noise source, that'll come in handy. Okay, Unity mixers, mutes, panners, attenuators, amplifiers, compressors, clippers, switches, sequencers, analyzers. Okay, so I see there's no quantizer here. I've got them somewhere. How about CF? Okay, not that CF doesn't really have as much description as I would like here. Why do I still have CF? How about JDub? Bouncy balls. Here's a quantizer. There's one quantizer. Let's see what this one looks like, huh? Okay, pretty straightforward. And what about ML modules? Here's a quantizer and H-bar. Not sure what that means exactly. Switches. There's Freeverb. That's nice. Summing tools. Octa switches. So what is this one? Okay, so we have two quantizers here. Let's see which one looks the most suited to my needs here. Quantization amount. Oh, this is actually not a quantizer to a key. Doesn't help me then. Let's get rid of this. We'll use JDub. Volt in, volt out. Now I don't think I have a voltage control. I need like a voltage source. That's what I need. I wonder if I've got something like that. Okay, let's see here. Quad mixer. Tiny LFO. Attenuator. Steps, kill gates, flow. I'm not sure what flow does exactly. CV to trigger switch. No. I need like a output CV. I'm surprised there is not a default tool for that in fundamental. LFO, delay, mixer, 8 vert, unity, mutes, scope, sequencer 3, switches, octave. What the hell is octave? Oh, it scales input frequency. Okay, it'd be cool if it were quantized, but it doesn't. Hey, yes, do you have any okay, steps, BPM stuff, delays, reverbs, super drives, blank panel, bog audio. What do you got here? Oscillators. What I would like would be just like a control voltage output. Accepting that you live with. So I have a noise source, but I just want like a pitch source. Maybe the octave? Well, no, that's not what I want. Okay. Random walk CV source. What the hell's a random walk? Offset scale. Rate. Maybe it just walks up and down, huh? But it says random. Okay, mixers. 8 mutes with CV. Okay, I don't need that. Crossfader. That's kind of like a pan. Okay, dual attenuator. Amplifier. Switches. Sequencers. Analyzers. CV delay, offset and scalar. It's really weird. Am I missing something? Why isn't there just a CV source? Variable. That might be what I want. Let me see here. in and hold. This might be what I want. CF variable. So let me make some sound here finally. So I want to give this very short attack, maximum sustain, no release time, and no decay time. And plug the output of this into the VCA here. But I have no trigger either, though. I need a trigger. Well, I can use another variable for the trigger, right? Let's try that. CF variable. Okay. Sweet. So there's a little sequencer essentially over here. Gate and retrigger. That's fine. So let me try and see if this works here. I'm going to put the output of this into the gate. If I go to 1, will it trigger? Yes. That works then. Okay. Cool. So this is our trigger for our... I'm going to put this down here, actually. Make this... should I make it a little bit smaller? No, I'll pull it down a little bit. No, let's make it a little bit smaller here. Okay, hope you guys can still see things more or less okay. That'll be fine for now. Okay, so let's move that down there for now. And we're going to use this one to control the frequency of the VCO for now. Okay, so let's plug the... let's see if this works first of all. So this should be... We have to use a control. We don't use this, the CV. There we go. Excuse me. Boom. Nothing. If I trigger it, it should come on. There we go. And then trigger it, it turns off. Good. So now we've got that VCA working. Let's give it a little bit of shape so that we can know it's working. So let's do this, and do this, and do this a little bit. And give a little bit of release time too. See what happens here. Good. Okay. So now we can plug the sine wave, because it's a little bit softer. Let's first of all lower the volume here. Over here is the mix, right? Lower that down real low. We'll plug the sine wave of this. Well, no, we'll use the saw wave and plug that into the input of this VCA. Then we're going to make this minimum attack here, and minimum decay, maximum sustain, and 0 release. And the output of this is going to go to the frequency of the filter here. I'm going to max this out for now, though. And we're going to listen to the low pass. Okay. Right. Into there. Okay. So the in from the filter is going to be the output of this VCA. All right. That works. And now I want for the output of this to go into the input of this, to have the output of this go into the pan. And I'm going to send the output left to here and right to here. And now we should be able to hear this when I turn this on, I think. Yes. Good. Okay, so that's done at least. So now I think this is all wired up correctly. Now we can just play with the values, right? No, the LFO is not wired in yet. So let's get some tremolo working right away. So we want some sine waves here. I want the tremolo to control the CV here. Oh, I need a scaler. So we need another VCA. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So I want to scale this. So let's amplify it. or in this case, de-amplify it. Okay, slide these all over. And I want to get another fundamental of VCA1. Well, this is a good shot. This is a good situation to use VCA2, right? Sure, this is a good way to use VCA2. No, but it has no visual. It doesn't have the meter there. Let's get rid of that then. I like having that visual meter. Okay. So this is our scale now. So I actually want to run the sine wave through this. Okay, now I can make it less dramatic. There we go. Although it affects how high it goes. So that's fine. I can re-amplify it here. All right, we'll leave it like that for now. Okay, so let's slide these back over here. So we got a very simple little, a very simple little instrument here now. Should be able to hear it. Just of waking up at 1, 3 in the morning for no good reason. You know, Kernaus. Can't go back to sleep, dude? Let's get some audio here. Oh, we've got a problem. Because I can scale it. I can scale how loud it goes. But I need an offset too. Well, I need another tool here. I think we have one of those in Bog Audio. Something that'll scale and offset. Let's see here. Attenuator, modulator, sequencer, pitch CV processor. Pitch CV processor. Oh, detune and stack might be good for me actually. Detune and stack. Ref tone, Boolean logic. Okay. What I want here is offset and scalar. There we go. Offset. Offset and scale. That's actually better for what I need than this. Let's get rid of this altogether. Get rid of the sound. Just a chill and lurk here until I re-enter the void, I think, huh? Well, good luck, dude. I'll try to make something soothing for you, so it'll make it easier for you to fall asleep here. But I'm working pretty slow so far. That's fine, though. So I want to get rid of this. And get rid of this. I'm going to replace this with a scalar. With offset. Okay. So now let's run the sine wave into this and run the output into this. Okay, right now it's neutral. I want to scale it down. But it's pretty dramatic scaling. It's okay. And I want to offset it. Okay. That's weird, I can't offset it as much as I would like. That's fine, though. We can just boost the volume there. Alright, let's get some more audio. That's better. Let's lower the frequency of the filter here, though. Much better for now. Now, can I change the pitch of this the way that I want to here? Let's try this next. So I want to, now I see if the plus and minus actually goes up by an entire value instead of fractional values. Can I enter this manually? How do I enter this value manually? Seems like I can't. I don't need 1 and -1. I need smaller values. Well, let me check out this the other tool that I have here from Bog Audio. They have one called Stack, I think, right? I also have this other thing. That sounds interesting. Detune and Stack. What's detune do? Sense. Okay. Throughout. So I don't want to control what sense. So let's try Stack. What does Stack do? Pitch CV processor. Semis, octaves. This is what I want. Delete this and delete both of these for now. I only need a quantizer in this case. Okay, let me see if I can control, where's the output? Right here, okay. I want to control this. What if I were to change the semis? Yes, okay, that does work. So what if this will quantize? It has a through. What does it say here? Well, it has a CV. Oh, it does quantize. Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Let me do an experiment then. I'm going to run a LFO through this and see if it works. I never used this as a quantizer before, but it seems very convenient. So where's my LFO at? Right here. We'll just take a triangle wave, run it through this. Okay, slow it down. It is quantizing it. So I need to scale this. Let's do that. We'll use another one of these cool scaler tools. Let's see here. Sorry if it sounds a little bit pitchy, guys. This is sound design. I need to scale this. So where was my scaler at? This is offset, BGR. Log audio. Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh. So it's called offset. So I want you to now offset the LFO here, so it's not quite as dramatic. So let's go here and plug the output into this. Scale it down. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So I want to offset it down. I want to also scale it down. What's up, Game Lincer? I wouldn't say I'm making music, no. I'm just kind of playing with some sound design stuff here. Let's offset it back to 0. Play the scale. Okay. There we go. What's up, Walking Talking? Yeah, he's everywhere, dude. That's nice. Okay. So we have octaves here, we have semis, but we're quantizing to notes, but not to a scale. So I still need a quantizer if I want to quantize to a scale. Been looking at the whole stream, huh? Including for Punch Time Explosion? Alright. So let's quantize this to a scale for now. Let's see here. Now let's go back to Bog Audio had? No, I think it was actually JDub that had the quantizer, right? Yes. Okay, so I want to get rid of this and plug the quantizer into here. I want to get, we'll try this. That it's a little bit obnoxious the way that it's holding the note. So I'm going to go to get an LFO here to give us a little bit of a breather between notes here. Let's get an LFO real quick from the fundamental module, LFO. I'm going to unplug this. Oh, thank God. And instead we're going to make a square wave here, a very slow square wave, control the gate. I want to have very little pulse width. Not doing it for me. Are you playing Norway's national anthem? Maybe, I don't know. Since you were thanking us for being patient during the startup screen, I gotcha. Look, Dagger, sound design, I think. Indeed, sir. This sound is a little bit obnoxious. Why is the filter not working? Oh, it's an LFO, not a filter. I'm stupid. Okay, so what do I want to do with this exactly? I want to trigger it in a more sensible fashion. I want to trigger it as the notes change, but that's not super reasonable. Wait, is that up, Nero? So I could just use a fucking sequencer, but I really would rather try to avoid that if I possibly can. I'm trying to bootleg a sequencer here. Let me kill the audio here. And I can think about this for a second here. So as the square wave from the LFO is triggering the ADSR, I want to change the pitch in a sequence. Again, we're talking about a sequencer here. That's the problem. Oh, I use a counter. I use a counter. That would work. Let's see here. So where do I have a counter at? I'm not sure Bulk Audio makes one. Let's see here. I think ML has it. Let me see here. Quantizer, okay, trigger buffers, free verb, summing, counters. Okay. So what I want here, if I feed it this square wave, I think it's gonna count the squares. That's what I think. As the counter goes up, I want for the length. The length to trigger the note. But I'm not sure. I'd have to scale it, you would think, right? Here, I think I use a variable. I can use that to count. Let me see here. Let's go to our CF and get our variable again. Yeah, I think I can use this to count, right? Let me see here. In. Oh, this is an output. So I can start and stop out. The trigger triggers out, but it doesn't trigger a count. I can't trigger. Oh, it's the length. Okay. So it counts down. I see. It doesn't actually raise. It doesn't go up or down. It triggers a certain number of times. So that's not what I want then. I want something that as this counter goes up, the pitch goes up. How can I wire that up, I wonder? Maybe now is not the best time to worry about that. Instead, let's focus on making this instrument sound correct. And to that end, I'm going to actually remove all this stuff related to pitch. Right, I'll come back to that later. But I'm focusing on the wrong thing here. I'm looking at the wrong duck. I've been watching the wrong duck. Okay, so let's see here. So I'll get rid of the counter, that's fine. But all I really want is this square LFO to trigger a whole bunch of stuff. Right. Let's see here. Let's make the pulse width neutral again. We'll raise the frequency here. I want for this square wave to trigger this gate and this gate as well. Okay. That's all well and good. So now I want to have a little more release. Okay, maybe a little more attack. Okay, maybe a little higher sustain. Okay, that's fine. The goal here is to play around, Dagger. I'm trying to make a cool sound, maybe get some inspiration to make a little song. A little ambient song. Right now I'm just making a very simple synth. Okay, so this is too fast. The frequency is too fast. Also, but here's the thing though, I have to control the pulse width too. Let's lower the pulse width. Okay, so we can shorten the gate time that way. I want to slow down the frequency as well. So it's not as common. To play when? Just to play whenever, Dagger. Just to play whenever. Maybe in our game. Maybe just between shows on the stream. Maybe next time we're doing a programming stream. Have it on in the background. But right now we have not a whole lot working yet. I'm going to raise the frequency cutoff for the filter here. Okay. Get a little bit more there. But I do want for this to... can I invert the direction of this? I don't know if I can invert it here. I probably can invert it with some kind of device. Do I want a high-pass filter? No. What I want is to have it be open at first and then close. So I want to have, yeah, I want it to decay. So low sustain. Let's see here. CV can, oh, I can scale this. Okay. Also, I can invert it too. Okay. Let me see here. So yeah, so I can invert it that way. So I want pretty low sustain. Why is it not sustaining the way that I expect? It's like I'm only hearing the frequency cut off in the release phase. Oh, it's going down to 0. Right, I have to go here. No, something is amiss. I'm misunderstanding something here. Oh, we have to start at neutral at the bottom. No. So yeah, I'm not really understanding the way that this let me just kill this. Kill it. So, how am I going to make this filter sound right? I had problems with this last time too. This is the frequency controller. This is the scaling of it. But what does this represent, the knob, in this situation? Do I want it to be high or low? Let me get some more out of this. Okay. Get a little more pulse width. Okay, so I want... Does Ableton do this too? Ableton has plugins that'll do this, yes. Ableton's really more for making a complete song. I'm really making a synth. I'm more like making an instrument right now. I'm designing an instrument right now, basically. Let me see here. How you been, Dagger? Okay. So now I'm pretty much where I want to be, I think. If I rose this even higher. Yeah, I don't really understand the relationship between the sustain here and the frequency here. If you take requests, yeah, what do you want, BD Fury? Anything on your mind? Busy man, too busy, huh? Yeah, it sounds like you're a pretty busy man in general. You mentioned that your job, between your job and your family, you got a lot to take care of. I want to hear a chunky sound, huh? Well, we definitely would want a square wave then. Let's do that. So we want a square wave. Okay. And we want to probably detune it a little bit. So let's get 2 VCOs. We'll make it chunky. Let's go to fundamental. Get another VCO here. And we will... we have to mix them together. That's fine. So let's go here. I need some kind of mixer. So maybe like a 2 VCA will work. It's a good idea. I like the way you think, BD Theory. That'll give us something more exciting to listen to here than just a raw sine wave. We'll get a detuned square wave going. We'll run some drive on it too. Let's go here to fundamental, get a VCA 2. And, oh, they both go out. It doesn't actually mix them. Okay, well, let's get a mixer then. Okay. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I know it's exactly a little bit obnoxious to hear the same sound over and over again, but such is the sound design life. Okay, run this through. We'll get these two VCOs and mix them together, huh? Let's see here. So I want to get a fundamental, a mixer. We'll just plug this square wave into this channel. And this one into this channel. And we'll run the mix out to this. Okay, we'll detune them a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's get the frequency a lot lower. I need to control both the frequencies at the same time, though. That's the problem. How do I do that? I'll run a variable through a scalar. That's what I'll do. So I want to get a variable from here and a scalar. Let's see here. I can actually use a VCA. Let's use a VCA instead of a scalar. I want to run this at 1 through this. And cut it really low here. Get a little bassier of a sound here. There we go. Okay, let's lower this a little bit. Okay. I need more than one VCA here to double scale it. I want to get a really bassy sound. So let's go to fundamental again, get another VCA. We're going to scale the scale of the scale. So let's unplug this and do this. It's not working like I expected. I'm trying to scale the scale of it, but like I say, because I'm not really scaling, right? So instead, let's scale it properly. Okay. Let's get the, what was it, Bog Audio scaler? Where's my scaler at? I'm not using a scaler anymore. Offset, BGR, yeah, Bog Audio. Okay, let's get our offset module here. I want to offset the pitch here. This is going to be really high pitch. I'm going to scale this way the fuck down. Okay. Let's see how this sounds, first of all. Okay. 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 There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. Make it a little bit bassier even. Quite a bit bassier. I even heard. Oh, now we're talking. Okay, I like that. Now we can apply some drive. Too much drive. Okay. Okay. Get some resonance. Too much drive. Let's get some resonance instead. A little chunkier sound. Like a chunky sawtooth, huh? Maybe a square is better. I don't know what I'm talking about, huh? I had a great B-Day dagger. It was amazing. Yeah, I had a kick-ass time in Houston. Welcome aboard, Herb. Now it sounded like Netflix shows Stranger Things, huh? So we got a pretty decent bassy kind of sound, but I do want more from this. Like a lot more. I'm going to get rid of the resonance. I want it to open and then for it to die down quickly. I need more pulse width to hear that. Okay. Let's get a little bit higher pitch as well. Not by much. That's kind of sick. I need to find some way that I can do that every single time. I need to control the pitch with an ADSR, right? That's what I need. For now, though, I'm going to focus on the filter, though. I want the filter to open up quickly and then sort of clamp down. I want to lower the sustain level for the volume, though. Okay. Give it a little more punch. Give it more punch. There we go. Yes. Okay. A little maybe faster decay. Too fast. Kind of like that. Let's lower the sustain a little bit more. Okay. That'll do. But I do want for the filter as well to open up and then close. Let's try high sustain. In fact, maybe I can simplify this by getting rid of the volume one altogether. Let's do that. We don't need a volume ADSR. Let's max out sustain, minimize decay and attack, okay? Minimize release for now. Let me get rid of this altogether. Okay, so how come I don't hear anything? Oh yeah, because of the flow. Let's run the mix of these two oscillators to the input of this filter. Yeah, so this filter isn't really working. The ADSR is not working for some reason. It's staying open forever. Because it's sustain, right? No, it should be closing right there. There, okay. So it goes up. So I want to have some decay time now and lower sustain level. Now we're talking. Okay. So I want more decay time. Okay. Let's make the pulse width more so we can hear this thing work more. Okay. So what I could do is I could make a pluck with the filter by itself. Let's try that real quick. Okay. Can I rescale this a little bit? Okay. Okay. But that's not really what I want. What I really want is a little bit of sustain. Oh, now we're talking. Give it a little less decay now. A little less decay even. No, how about here? Get a little more sustain. Okay. Okay, let's try lowering the pitch now. Oops, not the offset, but the pitch. Okay. I want more punchiness to it. So that means I need to make it louder. Here we go. Okay, that sounds good. Needs some release. It's a pretty good bass, but it'd also be good. I mean, it's a pretty good sound in general. It'd be good for even like a higher pitch sound. Like if we were to scale this up. Okay. Maybe not that high. Yeah, this is just a good sound in general. It scales really well to the low frequencies too. Not that low. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kind of like it too, BD Fury. It works well as a bass or as a lead. So, what's my next step here? I could just get a vanilla sequencer and try to make like an actual track. And so my plan is to make something more ambient, but this is kind of a nice little instrument here for like a bass. Makes me actually want to make a little bit of like a song or something. But instead of doing that, let's focus on making an ambient track, which means that this needs to have more dynamism. When you make ambient music, you need to focus less on rhythm and more on dynamism. So what I'm thinking is, some kind of pitch wavering. And we need some kind of volume sweep. Those are so good. Also, maybe even a delay. So good for ambient music. Okay. So we need some kind of, it needs to walk. The pitch needs to walk, right? And then it needs to also have some vibrato. So how am I going to make a walking pitch? Again, I could just use a sequencer, guys. This has plenty of sequencing modules, but I like to play it more old school and not rely on like digital sequencers, and instead use some kind of boilerplate. I like to rig some kind of sequencer. So how can I rig a sequencer that walks up and down? It needs to add voltage together. That's what I need to do. I could combine, I don't know. Really what I need is just an LFO that's quantized. Let's get an LFO and control the pitch. So right now the LFO is just controlling the gate. That's fine. Let's get an LFO and control pitch. So here's the offset, right? Instead of using this variable, this one variable, I'm going to instead use an LFO to control this pitch. The problem is synchronizing the LFO with this one in terms of on and off. That's the problem, right? Because I want, whenever it triggers, I want it to increment its frequency. And I feel like we've got a counter. That would be good for that, but the counter doesn't actually output its count, which is kind of sad. Well, no, maybe there's some kind of adding thing, little I don't know. Let me look at this counter again. The counter is in ML modules, I believe. So it has a counter. It has constants. I didn't know it had constants. Sick. What is this all about here? It's got semitones. Okay. That's convenient. But not for this purposes. I think the variable's fine for now. Let me see here. Well, now, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. It's got semitones on this constants. I can use that to make a sequencer. Semitones. I can use switches. Let's do that. Let's do that. So first of all, let me, these are semitones. So it only fits into one octave, pretty much, or 2 octaves. Let me do some example. Let me do some experimenting here real quick. Oh, they're both plugged into this. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, so this adds a semitone. And this one subtracts, this one adds. Okay, so yeah, it only goes for 1 octave, though. But I can control the octave somewhere too, right? I can scale the octave. Okay. So yeah, let me see if I can scale the octave somehow. I think I have an octave tool in fundamental even. Octave. In and out. I can control it here. Okay. And it has an in and out and an octave. It's octave out, right? Yeah. So you can't vary it with CV. But that's fine for now. Let's just. Here's what I want to do. First of all, I'm going to lower the volume of this because I don't want to hear it as I think to myself here. So what I want to do now is I want to make a simple sequencer. I'm going to rig up a sequencer here. Let me do that somewhere else. Let me save this actually. Save this as 051719.vcv. Okay, so let's scroll over this way a little bit. We're going to make a little sequencer, like a bootleg sequencer. Like I could just use a sequencer that comes with this thing, but that's not anywhere near as fun. Okay, so here's our little bootleg sequencer here. We have octave control, we have our constants for our semitones. Now what I want to do is I want to get a switch of some kind. Let's see here. Is there anything fundamental? LFOs, delays, mixers, scopes, sequencers, switches, yes. Okay, this one's got 4 ins and 1 out. That's what I want. Okay. So I want to run all 4. We'll do just semitones for now. We'll have it walk up from the bass frequencies. Okay. Oh, look, there's not as many as I thought there was, though. So this is a negative octave. Let's just, we'll do 1, 3, and 5 then. Upward. So we'll do. So there's 1. Here's 3. Here's 5. And then we'll do 12. That'll be a chord. That'll just be a 1 chord. All right. And now we can control the octave here. Oh, we have to feed these to the input. Okay, so we'll run this through here. Run the output through the octave here. Okay. And can I trigger this manually? Let me see here. Let me see here. Reset. It's not 4. So I can't trigger it manually. I have to use something else to trigger it. Well, it's okay. We'll trigger it with this square gate. Well, this is actually technically part of the sequencer anyway, so let's go over here. Okay, so we'll use this to trigger it. Like this. Okay, that works. And now we can send the output of this to the frequency input of these. Okay. Seems to be working okay. Oops. Okay, let's hear this. I think it's working. Let's lower the octave. Okay, and let's speed it up. Where's the LFO right here? Here you guys, a little bootleg sequencer there. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so how do we want to handle this now? Now we have a little sequencer here doing a little chord. I think I'd rather have a 7 than a 12. Okay, drop it. Well, we have a small How do I want to handle this now? We have like a little walking bass doing one chord, but that's pretty dull. Oh, well, I know what we need. We need some kind of delay. So let's find that somewhere. So probably not in fundamental, huh? Let me see here. Octaves, switches, sequencers, mutes, unities. Okay. Delay. Oh, wow. That's convenient. All right, so let's see. How can I use this? I want to delay the output. So let's push this all together here, actually. Okay. Alright, so I actually want to delay this part. No, actually I want to mix them too, though. I want to delay it and mix it. Right, because... Oh, there's feedback here. Okay, well that should be fine then. Already much better. So let's try more mix. Let's see here. That's fine. Don't worry about the color too much. More feedback? I need more time for sure. Okay. More feedback? That's pretty good feedback as it is. I don't think I want too many echoes. Let's try it though. Yeah, give it feedback right around here, and we're going to lower the mix. Okay. So what I would like would be again, this one chord, these four notes playing over and over and over again, is just not doing it. Maybe what we need is some kind of volume sweep so that we can, it fades in and out, right? It is still going to only be four notes in a you know, a seventh chord. No, it's not a seventh chord, but a 1 with a 7 on top. What if I lowered the octave again? That'd be really low. Sounds more ominous. So what is this down here? This is worthless now. I don't need this anymore. Yeah, how can I add excitement to this? Maybe with another sound that comes in on the measure change, huh? Just something to add a little more pop to the rhythm. Or again, I need for this to fade in and out. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll have this only trigger half the time, right? So it'll go, and it'll pause, and it'll go, and it'll pause. How about that? That's one thing we can do right off the bat to make this a little bit less consistent. What's up, Rick? High tempo, high-end treble, huh? We can just raise the tempo like this. I can make it a little bit more high pitch for you. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. That's already better, huh? I like that even more than the bass. What's up, Rick? Okay, so let's see here. So here's what I want to do now. I kind of like that. What I want to do now is I want a bass chord to go underneath. Let's save this patch. I want to replicate this instrument, but do it with a bass chord. But here's the problem with that, though. Let me lower the volume here so we don't hear this forever. The problem with that is that I would need to replicate this for every single instrument in the chord, which would be a lot of real estate. I don't know if I want to do this whole complex instrument for every single one. Well, one thing we know we can share is this part. The part for the VCAs and stuff. Really, all we need is 2 oscillators for every part. They can all share the same ADSR? Yes. Also, we don't want an ADSR. We want something that's a little bit... Okay. I can do this. I just need a bunch of oscillators. Okay. Let me copy this. I want to duplicate this. Duplicate this. Okay. Good. Now I need this mixer. Although it strikes me, they can share a mixer too, really. So what we need is we need 2 mixers. Like so. And I want an idea. We could also use some pan here too. Panning would be a good idea in this case. So I've got a pan there. I'm going to pan every... I'm going to use probably 3 pairs. So we have to output them differently. Okay, that's fine. I'll get rid of this for now. Let's plug your square into here and your square into here. All right. And this is going to be, all we need now is a constant pitch. You don't need this, we don't need this sequencer there anymore. I'm going to only have 1 chord underneath, 1 big bass chord underneath. So that means I need to use, let's see here, was it Bog Audio that had that stack, I think it was called. Pitch CV processor, octaves and semis, yes, perfect. Okay. So each of these pairs needs an independent stack, and it needs 2 VCOs that are mixed together, slightly detuned, and it needs to have its own pan. Let's see here. I think Bog Audio has the pan. Oh, I missed it probably, huh? Okay, let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Shapers, noise, SNH, VCM. Mutes pan. Here it is. Okay. Yes. And it also needs to have its own volume control. We're going to put that after the pan, though, in this case. Because we're not using it as like a mixing pan. Speaking of which, we're going to need another mixer. So we're going to need a mixer for this instrument and then 3 others. So we can just use a pair of these 4 mixers. Let's do that. So I actually want to move the sequencer away somewhere. Where can I move this to? Let's move down like this. Put these instruments away somewhere. All right, that'll do. Now we'll move the sequencer. Thank you for the follow Pacific Sun Music. Welcome aboard, dude. Let's move the sequencer over here. This bootleg little arpeggiator, really. It's more about an arpeggiator than a sequencer. Okay. Slide it underneath here. So basically we're going to try and pair the sequencer more or less with the instrument. All right, that'll do. And now we have this delay here. That's fine. Put that there. This is for mixing purposes for now. I'm going to actually attach that to this. There we go. Okay. So likewise, I'm going to actually put a volume control here. Let's go to the fundamental and get a VCA. Just to stay consistent here, and we'll do it like this. Plug the mix output into the VCA here, and plug this output into the pan here. And then we're going to get some new mixers over here. We're going to get a pair of mixers for left and right. So I want to go to fundamental and get a mixer right now. And a mixer right now. Let's see here. We're going to plug this mix into left and this mix into right. And we're going to plug the left output into this input and the right into this input. Okay, that's what you want. So now the sequencer is just ticking away. We have our mixer. Here's our second instrument. It's going to be a very low bass. We're going to use this to control its pitch. And we can actually share some things, right? We can share a tremolo. Do you want to share delay as well? Maybe make it more clear if we just said them be separate, huh? So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to that's fine. We'll leave that the way it is. We'll make them all separate then. So here's our offset. That's fine. There's our tremolo effect. The delay is good. Okay. So basically, I just want this bass to just run forever, more or less. And maybe it'll have some filter sweeping over top of it that we can use to give it sort of a fade-in, fade-out effect, huh? Yeah. So let's slide this over then. We gotta get a filter in this bad bitch. Fundamental, VCF. Okay, so I want to run the mixer output of those two oscillators, not directly into the VCA, but into this input of the filter. Low pass out to the VCA. Okay. So now I want to be able to hear this. So let's plug the, we'll plug the output of this into the input of this. I'm sorry, output. There we go. Into that. So now we've got a pitch going through. I'm going to raise the cutoff of this filter and lower the volume a little bit. And I want to hear this now. So I'm going to plug the left of it into this. There we go. And now I want to lower the pitch dramatically. Oh, I have to use this to control this too. There we go. Okay. I want to pitch it down even further, maybe. That's pretty low. Mighty low. Now I want to get a filter to sweep very slowly. We're going to use an LFO for that. We're going to duplicate this a few different times. Let's get one LFO here to control not core, fundamental. One LFO to control the filter sweep and one to control the pan sweep. So let's get this filter sweep down pat. I want to use a sine wave on frequency. Scale it all the way up. And run the output of this mixer That's fine. The VCF and the low pass into there. Good. So I actually want to hear this better. I'm going to lower the volume of this device and raise the volume of this bass. So let me see here. Okay. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be down here. Okay, I'm sorry, I got confused. Okay. So I don't want to be, I want to actually offset this a little bit, like this. No, it's not what I want. I need to offset the LFO. So I want to use a scaler on this LFO. Let's do that real quick. Let's go to, what was that, Bog Audio? That's called offset. Here it is. Okay, so I want to scale this and offset it. So first of all, let me offset a little bit. I don't want it to go all the way down to 0, you know what I mean? Let's lower the frequency. Yeah, I don't want it to get totally, to cut off completely. So I want to scale it up, like offset it way up. Almost there. No, this is full size. I feel like the offset's not working the way I expected it to. I want to shrink it. Oh, it's an LFO for one thing, so. I don't want it to diminish completely, that's my thing. Let me go back to the regular offset. So the scale now is so low that it won't actually open all the way. That's to open all the way. Trying to do voltage math here. So it's opening all the way now. I want it to open all the way, but not close all the way. So doesn't that mean I have to offset it and scale it? But how come it wasn't working the way I thought it would work? If I offset it to maximum, it should not ever, I shouldn't hear it close, right? Yes. So offset to maximum won't close anymore. There we go. Okay. I'm getting there. But yeah, it's fading to I don't want it to open all the way up either. Try to lower the scale a little bit. Almost what I want. What if I raise the offset again? Yes, this isn't what I expected it to do. Why is it closing all the way if I have it at maximum offset? Maybe it would make more sense to use a VCA and offset that. I kind of understand how that works better. Let me do that real quick. I'm going to put this all to 0 again. Scale it to 1, I mean. 1 scale, 0 offset. Okay. This should slowly open again. Okay. That's what you want. So now I want to get a VCA to control control scaling, basically. Might even need to have a scope here to see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so let me see here. Here's the sine wave. I want to scale the sine wave like this. Okay. Now let me lower how high it gets. Should only open halfway now. Okay, but I want to offset that. And now it never fully closes. Okay, good. That's what you want. If I want to scale this to be even less dramatic, I don't want it to go all the way to max openness. Okay. So I want to scale this down quite a bit more and then offset it up a bit higher, like this. Okay, that'll do for now. So now what I can do is, let's bring in the other instrument here. Let's see here. So where was that? Up here, right? Okay, here's what we're gonna do then. Let's take this, we're gonna make a chord out of this now. So save this patch the way it is. Now let's make sure I'm missing anything here. I think this is all set up in this case now, right? There's my scaling, there's my offsetting, here's my filter. Now what I want to do here is, well, first of all, let's get some pan going with an LFO, a slow LFO. So let's do that first of all. Let's get a fundamental, we'll get an LFO here. And I want to control pan with a sine wave shape. I want to control it right here. I want to have the output not go to the mixer anymore. Oh no, this should work fine. But I don't hear a pan yet. So let's see here. CV from this input. Okay. It's far left. Doesn't go far. What if I went far right? Center. It doesn't seem to want to pan all the way to the left and right. Why is that? Well, let me take the VCF out of this. I'm gonna lower the volume here too. And take the VCF out for now. Ooh, that's loud. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it stays center. If I plug it to the far, I'm gonna raise the frequency a little bit. Plug this to the far right. It'll fluctuate between center and right. If I go left, it's between center and left. So I think I want to scale this up. So let me do that. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I wish it would fluctuate between left and right. I'm sorry, this is really kind of a grinding sound. I apologize. Let me go to Bog Audio and get that scaler again. I see the scaler will work. I want to try and scale this. No, it won't. So this pan seems really whack. Let me get the filter back in there so it's not quite as grindy. Let's see here. I want for this VCF here. So right now we have the audio from this. Yeah, I want the audio from this to go. No, I see what I mean. Yeah, this belongs here. I want for this to go into here and this to go into here. There we go. Okay, so how am I going to make this pan go all the way from left to right? Do I go to their pan module? Because that pan really sucks. It absolutely should go from left to right. Let's see. So that's the BGR pan. Is there a pan in CF? I get a crossfader. That's really what I want, right? Like a crossfader. Let me go check that here. Bog, do you have one Bog Audio like a crossfader? Let's see. Dual panner, crossfader, X-fade. Mix A and B. So here's A, there's B. Oh, it sends an output mix though. So that's not what I want. What I really want is like a mix A and B. It sends it out in mono. Well, here's an inverter. Maybe that's what I should just do. I use an inverter in the mixer, huh? Let's try that. So I want to control the volume with a control voltage. What's up, Jiffy? Doing pretty well, dude. Just about to play some Sega Genesis here in a minute. So get rid of the pan. The pan sucks. And instead, I want to run this LFOs sine wave into the left mixer, CV. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to invert that. Let's see here. If I use that Bog Audio scaler, I can probably invert it, huh? Okay, probably don't have a regular inverter. How you doing, GV? Hopefully all's well with you, man. I'm looking forward to playing some Sega Genesis here. I'm getting kind of bored with this. If I can get a chord working, it'll sound a lot nicer and be more exciting. But as it stands right now, it's very, very dry. Such is the nature of doing some sound design with a modular synth. It takes a while to get it up to speed. I don't want a comparator. Is there just a simple inverter? I know there is one, but not in this package. But it's okay, I just need a scaler that'll invert. Let's just use that. Let's use our offset. It's a pretty powerful tool. I'm enjoying it so far. Alright, so I want to run the same LFO. Here, I'm going to use some scoping first. I'm going to use some scope to make sure it's working correctly. We're playing on Genesis, huh? How was the tournament? I saw your match against KD Alpha. Yeah, it was like an amazing tournament, bro. I had a kick-ass time in Houston. Not only the tournament, but more importantly, the time, the casuals, getting food, hanging out, meeting people that I only know from online. It was a very magical trip. We're playing Evander Holyfield Real Deal Boxing, a game that I got as a gift as a young kid, and was too dumb to figure out how to play. I'm going to see if I can figure it out now that I'm older. Make some progress in the game, hopefully. I want to go with fundamental and get a pair of scopes. I want 2 of these. Okay. Make sure I understand how this is inverting. So I want to run this LFO's sine wave into this. Okay. And I also want to... okay, it's not what I expected it to be doing. It's not going into the negative numbers? It goes between 0 and 1. Okay, whatever. So I want to then run the same thing through the inverter, though. Run that into here. Okay. So I want to scale this into the negatives, first of all. -1. Invert that bitch. Okay, that's good. I think that's what I want. But 1 is fully open. That's my problem. If I have to offset it also. There we go. Okay, that's what you want. So I invert it and I offset it. Okay, I see. I should have done this a lot earlier. I understand better how this offset works now anyway. Okay. So now I can plug the inverted signal into this mixer. Let's put a slower frequency here. That's far left. Middle. Far right. But I don't hear anything, though, on the far right side. So now let me do what I did before. I'm going to lower the volume overall. And let's raise it, actually. We'll lower it here. I'm actually going to unplug the filter and go straight to the source. Far left speaker. Why do I hear nothing now? How come this one doesn't want to behave the second? Oh, I'm not gonna. I mean, this is in. I'm sorry. I want the. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Let's plug this into this. Now we're talking. Center. Now we're talking. Okay. Now we have a proper pan going here. Okay, so let's once again get that filter involved so we don't have this grinding noise here. So I want to plug the mix of this into the filter, low pass into this. Okay. So this phasing is kind of driving me nuts. What if kind of mix? am I gonna neutralize the phasing effect? I need to change their tuning. Let me see here. That phasing is so strong. I would need to lower the mix, right? I need to make one softer than the other one. Let's see here. Yeah, that diminishes the phasing quite a bit. That'll have to do. Okay, so there's one of our instruments. I can make a chord out of this now. So I don't need this anymore. Delete these. Here's our inverter for that, for the panning. Okay, so now I need to basically duplicate this, but offset the pitch. Okay, so we have one LFO controlling the filter. Okay. So basically I want to copy this whole thing and just pitch it up. So let's do just that. Let's duplicate this. Duplicate this. Duplicate this. And this. And this. And this thing. Oh no, this thing, I'm sorry. And this one. Oh, they're going somewhere, huh? Aha. Delete that, and then grab this one and tug it down here. Okay. Duplicate this thingamajig here. Go up there and grab it. Pull it into position. Yeah, so when I was a kid, I really never could beat, I couldn't beat the first stage of Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing. I didn't understand it mechanically. I'm gonna look at the manual this time and see if we can figure it out. Okay. Duplicate that. Duplicate this. And duplicate this and wire it up pretty much exactly the same way, but change the pitch. I'm using Gens Plus GX GFI. As far as I know, it's the best Genesis emulator. I never had any problems with it. Okay, so now I want semitones. I want this to be up by. Oh, it's in the same scale, right? So let me see here. Wait. This is semitones, isn't it? Up here. That explains why it sounds so weird. I'm a goofball, or this thing. I'm counting it as though it's a... So I did this all wrong then. I did this mad wrong. So let me see here. That explains why it sounds so creepy. I want... How am I gonna make this work? Well, yeah, because it doesn't have all 12 semitones. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. That's really fucking annoying. Maybe it would make more sense here. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me change this whole thing here. I'm actually gonna neutralize. Let me neutralize this sound. Can I do that? Yes, okay. And let me maximize this sound. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to refresh myself in my Music Theory 101 here. So what I need now is I need to actually get some of these stacks. You know me, always trying to get these stacks. So Bog Audio, I want a whole bunch of stacks. Let's see here. Where is it? Stack, duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate. Okay, so I want to get rid of this. This is not what I wanted. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I'm a fool. I am no Superman or Mr. Wonderful because... Okay. So I want to use these to control the arpeggio. These 4 stacks. There you go. So now I want to run this one here out, and run this one out, run this one out, and run this one out. And I want, oh no, excuse me, no, I actually want to have this one control, yeah, like this. Okay. So now why is it not working like I thought? Oh, because the output's unplugged from something. This output should go to this and this. Okay, that's what you want. Okay. Okay, so let's try that. And I want like that, right? Let's see here. That's way nicer, okay. So now, from that, I want, let's see here. All right, that's already so much nicer. So yeah, I was confused earlier. I'm a dum-dum. Much prettier, but I actually want a 7, I think. It's kind of nice. But I want G sharp, A, B. No. That's what I want, right? The 11. Yeah, okay. So can we increase the pace of this now? Yes. Okay, I like that. This could probably even go up an octave. Okay. So let's get rid of this a little bit. Alright. And now I want... So I've duplicated this now. I can have another note down here, basically. So let's wire this up now the way it should be. So the output of this controls the octave of both of these, or the pitch. And we want our square waves for sure, to go into the mixer here. Input 1, input 2. And the LFO here controls what exactly? We're going to amplify the LFO, sine wave. It's going to go into the offset there. Output goes into the frequency of the filter. Low pass filter goes into the volume control here. And the volume control goes to the mixer, left and right. Okay, so there's your left, and there's your right. Now, why do I hear nothing? Because this is not plugged in yet. Okay. So actually, I want this to be pitched up quite a bit. Oh, that's kind of sexy, to be honest. But let's try it. I don't know, dude. That's kind of nice. I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is for now. Now we're gonna get the pan working. So here we're gonna plug the LFO here. The sine wave controls this CV, and the inverted sine wave. I'm gonna see here. Controls this CV. No, that's not what I want. This. No. I fucked up again. So this is supposed to be down here. This one does control the volume. Yes. Okay. So that works well and good. So I want one more of these, and I want it to be quite a bit higher. Probably both stand to be quieter. Okay. So now what I want to do here is I want to duplicate all these one more time as the song goes. Duplicate. 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 We're going to go quite a bit higher now. Go right there, and duplicate. You go right there, and duplicate. You go right there, and you go right there. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I want to wire this up again. So the output controls this and that. These are both square waves. They go plug into the mixer. Input 1 and 2, excuse me, not square, but saw waves. I'm sorry, square waves, yeah. Plug in there and there. Okay. And now the mix goes into the LFO's input, excuse me, the VCF's input. And the LFO has a sine wave that gets scaled and offset to control the frequency of the filter. Low pass filter goes to the volume control. And then the output of that goes to left and right up here. So there's left. And we're going to do right as well. Okay. And then we're going to have this LFO control the pan. So the sine wave here controls the left pan, leftward pan. And the inverted version of it controls the rightward pan. Almost here. Here goes. Almost time for boxing. And now I want to have this go up in semitones. Make sure this is correct. Yes. Okay, so I want this to go up an octave. And then I want this to go up 11 semitones. Well, no, it'd make more sense actually to have this be here on the 4. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to let me review this up here. I want to lower the volume of this high-pitched one right here. Right. No, this is the LFO offset. This is the volume control. So now I want for these all to swell together. So maybe what I need is for them to have their own mixer. I have my Evander Holyfield's a fucking cheater speech ready, huh? I don't know anything about Evander Holyfield. I've never given one shit about boxing my whole life. All I know is he got his ear bit off by Mike Tyson. Okay, so I want these to all go into their own mixer so they can be their own instrument. Their own pair of mixers, in fact. So let's get that working right now. Is that so? But he was a champion, wasn't he? You'd think he'd be pretty popular. He deserved it too, fun fact. I guess I'm gonna get the speech about how he wasn't a champion, right? Alright, so let's see here. So I want for these to go get mixed over here. Let's make another pair of mixers. Mixer and mixer. So I feel like these are all maybe too bassy. Let's raise them up by an octave. Because that's why they're kind of all bleeding together. Let's raise you up by an octave. Okay, so yeah. These need to swell together. So that's what we need these mixers for. So let's change how this is all wired up. So now I want for input 1, you to go here. And, excuse me, not input 1. Yes, input 1 actually. Input 2, I mean. You go here. And you go here. You go here, you go here, and you go here. And then I want for these control voltages to likewise get moved over. Oh, fuck. I missed one. So this LFO for this guy is supposed to go up here. Like so, right? It has one input going in there and one input going across. That's what you want. That's what you want. Okay, now this can move here, and this can move here. That can move there. And now what I want is for the output of this mixer to go into this. And this one to go into this. Okay. Now what I want is to have a shared effect. Now that we have these all combined in this nice little mixer here, I actually should slide this down here. These are all combined now very nicely into one package. I could run this now through a tremolo effect. Maybe even like some reverb. And especially through some kind of volume. Let's have it actually... we'll add some noise into it. Let's do that too. Let's get some noise into this mix. So I want to go here to my bog audio, or does the fundamental have noise? The fundamental doesn't have any noise. So let's go to bog audio. I know they have noise. I want to run it through a filter. So let's do that. Let's see here, VCF. Okay. Let's run the white noise into the VCF and lower that, and we'll split it between left and right evenly. Okay. I like it. It's kind of soothing. But now we're going to actually swell up, like my ex-girlfriend used to do. So let me get this LFO here. I need another LFO here. Right. Let's go here to fundamental, get an LFO. And I want this to control the mix up here. Yes. So all I got to do now is plug this sine wave into the CV1 and 2. Okay, lower the speed. What I'd like would be to actually offset this. Let's get a scope here real quick. That helps me out a lot. We're going to unplug these actually. I want to plug this into this X input. What I want to do is to get a scaler actually. I think Bog has that. It's called offset, right? It's called offset. It has offset and scaling. Let's plug it into this, plug this into the scope, and I want for this to scale to about half. Okay. Then offset it, so it goes all the way to maximum. Like this. But I see from offsetting it, it's not doing what I expected. It's still going almost down to 0 again. Oh, because yeah, it's going from 0 to max. If I pump it up by 1 right around here. Okay, going up to max. Let's try this. So let me run this output to our CVs here. Max volume. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I could even stand to swell. Let's just slow it down. Okay. Now what I think I want to do is lower the volume of it in general in the mix. Let's make this thing tick less frequently. You know what that sounds actually is? It is a super cool x86 Dave. I agree. It strikes me that this pinging sound is very much kind of like a wind chime. Let me actually get this noise source here real quick. We'll do a noise source, and we'll do some scaling and offsetting. Let's see here. I also need a sample and hold. So Vencabot probably has one of those. Let's see here. SNH. Okay. So I'm going to run white noise as the input. And I want for the output to be the frequency. What I would like would be to run this LFO here. We'll run a separate LFO, is what we'll do. We'll have two different sequencers. That'll be our arpeggiator there. How you doing, Dave? Long time no see, homeboy. I believe we've met before, if I'm not mistaken. I want to go to fundamental, get another LFO here. And I want to give this thing square wave. We'll start with that frequency right there. Square wave is the gate. There we go. Just giving it a gate to sample and hold from. And the output's going to go to a scaler. Right here, offset. We'll run the output through this. And we will run this. Well, let's get a sample. Let's get a scope here just to be on the safe side. Nothing exactly at least. It's just kind of playing around here. Just trying to make something sound a little bit, soothing. Let's go to. What I want to do is make a little wind chime effect now. I have this. Well, here's what I do. I should probably. We'll run it through a quantizer. So this is the offset. Let's run that through the quantizer. Bog has one, I believe. No, actually doesn't have one. I like Bog a lot, but it doesn't have one. I think we decided that, was AS's one good? That's one that I liked, right? No. J-Dub? Quantizer. This is one that I like. What do I work with? This is a standalone, this is a program called VCV Rack. It's not really a VST at all. It's its own piece of software designed only for modular synth. It's free, open source, and super, super fun. I definitely recommend picking it up. Go to vcvrack.com if it pleases you. So I want to run this C minor. Let's just put it in major, since that's what our chord is playing. I want to run this output into the input there. And I want to now unplug this octave control here. And let me try running this to them. So it's not doing what I expected it to do. We're not getting... What am I missing here? Here's the white noise going to the input of sample and hold. There's my gate. Oh, there's the output. Oh, I'm using the wrong output. So the scaling isn't right. We're getting lots of inaudible notes. That's fine for now. Let me get this. Scope in here. What's up, Emmett? You can download the bridge with it to make it a little easier to work with and a DAW workflow. Really? The bridge with it? I didn't know I could do that, Emmett Brown. That sounds badass. I guess I must have missed that. Is it a separate piece of software on the same website? Let me get to this quantizer. Excuse me, the scope here. Wow. So the bridge will let it work as a VST? That's badass. So I want to run the output of this into the input of this and see what we've got here. Yeah. Very dramatic. Going between a 1 and a -1, looks like. So what I want to do is I want to limit this dramatically. Let's scale it down. So no high notes or no low notes. That works pretty well. But it's changing too fast. Yeah, because this LFO here is not controlling the I have to change this too. So the LFO has to control this ADSR as well. Right, that's my problem. All right, so I want to offset this so we don't get any bassy notes. Okay, offset it by quite a bit. Then I want to scale it down quite a bit. Okay, too high pitched. Now I don't want to scale. I want to scale to a chord. Can I do that? Not with this software. I can. Not with this module. Because having it be a major, C major is fine and everything. I think I used to have a quantizer that would do that. Maybe I still have it. I mean, if I had like, I could make my own. If we had a way to get like a randomized switch. For about a couple hours, Emmett Brown. I'm not exactly an expert. So let me raise this octave of this. So I have an octave controller as well. Let me use that. So this quantizer, I want to raise the octave of this. What's up, Varmint Baby? Any 3S tonight? Not tonight, dude. We do 3S Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but not Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And next week is going to be no Monday either. I'm going to be doing some Garfield on Monday for no reason at all. So I want an octave control now after the quantizer. So let's go to the, I think it's in fundamental even, right? Yes. Okay. So let's see here. I want to plug this into here and this into here. And then I want to also plug this and this into this. Oh, it's kind of nice. Just having that little rhythm. Kind of, I might maybe mix something like that later. So let's see here. I want this to plug into here. So now they're together, the way they were intended to be. Let's lower the offset here. Yes, that's what you want to do. I want to lower the offset here. I want to limit the scale dramatically. Yes, okay, so. So I want to just scale so I can't hear any more bass notes. Also, let me get rid of this drone, because it's kind of being overpowering here. So right here I can do that. Hey, what's up, Toddcon? Dude, this is nothing, dude. This is just a baby patch. How you doing, bro? A lot of it's sequencing. I don't like to use sequencers, so I just like to build my own little sequencers in here. So I'll just be smaller scale, because those pitches are too deep. Okay. That's a little bit better. Maybe even higher pitch. Okay, kind of offset it down a little bit. Okay, a little bit lower. Good, good. Was inspired to fucks with my VCV. Good stuff, dude. I'm glad to hear you're playing with it. I love this piece of software. So I'm going to give it a little more scale. Okay. A little bit less. Just a little bit less. I wish I had more fine control of the scale here. Okay, a little, it's going too deep. Give it less scale. Okay. That's about right. I'm going to offset it, though, so it's not getting quite as high. Right. Now, what would be nice would be to have it not be so... So I can do is I can get a sample and hold for the frequency. Let's do that. Have you tried with the Blamsoft plugin since they went free on Blamsoft? Double dare you to put that whole mix on the XFX filter module, huh? No, I haven't. I like to kind of keep things real simple. Okay. So what I want to do now is make it a little bit less rhythmic. On the VCV filter module, okay. What kind of modules I got? So now I want to have a sample and hold control the LFO frequency. That's what I want to do. To give it a random time between plucks. Okay, back to VCV. Yeah, exactly. Keep it real simple. It's just, if I want to keep it simple, I would actually just use a fucking sequencer module, right? But I have something against using... half the fun for me is making my own little sequencing tools using the modules that they have here. Nice to meet you, by the way, Mitt Brown. So let me sidle... This is my old sequencer. This is like an arpeggiator, really. But I want to get another sample and hold. I need more noise. Well, I don't even need more noise. I need another sample and hold. Yeah, so let's get another sample and hold here from Bog Audio. If you're going to work with this, may as well, yeah. There's another person that came by the chat last time we streamed this, Emmett Brown. They were like, well, dude, there's all kinds of cool sequencers. And I was like, yeah, you're right. There are some good sequencers, but, I mean... I could also make a sequencer. So let's, I want to have this noise, the white noise is fine, go into the input of this sample and hold. But, yeah. Let me get another LFO. Because I don't want them to be correspond, like, I don't want the pitch to correspond to how slowly the next note comes. So I need another gate, basically. I need a gate that's broken up differently. So let's do that. I need another LFO in that case. Let's get rid of the scope. Slide some guys over here. Too bad you can't group your self-made sequencers into its own module. That's what I kind of thought, Totocon. I was thinking of that recently. That would be so sick. I've never used a modular synth, like a software one, that didn't let you do that, aside from VCV Rack. There's probably some kind of way to do it. There's got to be a way. Todcon. There can't be a way. There has to be a way to make this into a module. Then you could actually have your own instruments, like, you know, make your own instrument modules. That'd be kind of convenient, like super convenient. Anyway, so I want to make another LFO here to control this gate. And the pitch and the frequency doesn't really matter that much. So let's just get the square and use that as the gate here. Alright, so now we have this output. This is going to control the frequency of the LFO, but I need to scale it too. Yeah, so let's run through a scaler too. Okay, so let's get our Bog Audio offset module. So sick, I love this thing. Very convenient. Alright, so let's run the output of this to the input of the offset. Output this into the frequency of this. Let's see the immediate result. Wait, what? Where's the frequency control? FM1, do reset pulse width module. Wait, you can't control the frequency of the LFO? Wait, there's something wrong with this, hang on. Where's my LFO frequency control? Oh, frequency modulation. That's what you want. Yeah, I'm stupid. LFO 2 lets you, huh? This probably works too, the frequency modulation. Here, here's what I'll do. I'll do a test real quick. Let me get some constants. I think they're in JDub. No. Where are they at? And CF? Constants? Yeah, they're down here somewhere. Cube, distro, master, stereo, mono, peak, 4, choke, player, algebra, variable. No, I guess now we have the variable. And that's not really what I need right now. Let's try JDub. Let's try ML. Quantum, freeverb, constants. Let me see here. So let me plug this into LFO. Kind of like an ice cave, kind of. There's actually a lot more to it. I'm just kind of dicking around right now with this aspect of it. No, it doesn't do what I want. I guess I need LFO too then, huh? Thank you, Todd, for the advice. I'm surprised by that. Okay. So let's kill this. And kill the LFO here. This all it's doing is being a gate, right? It's being a gate for both that and that. Okay. Let's go to fundamental, get LFO 2. It's got wave shape. Well, this one still has FM. I don't see... there's got to be a way to control the frequency. I just misunderstanding this. It's probably this FM input. It's got to be, right? I just don't understand what it's taking as a input. I mean, it's an LFO. It doesn't want an actual, VCO speed modulator, does it? No way. It's got to be the FM. I wish I had like a... You know what I really wish I have a module for? I don't understand why I don't have like a constant control voltage I can slide between 1 and 0 and negative 1. Right? I feel like that's such an obvious module that I can't seem to find one of. Like all I want is a slide. So I have this variable one from, I think it's CF has the variable. This is kind of nice. It outputs... Oh, an attenuator. Okay. Oh, attenuator. Okay, thank you, Tadcon. You're right. I could put this at 1 and then run it through an attenuator, right? And think about that. Or does some of those actually output voltage on their own? Let's see here. This one doesn't have one. Or what is 8 vert? Somewhere. I went somewhere. It's pretty big. Huh? It sounds like maybe some kind of... What is 8 vert? There it is. Oh, okay, so this is... Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, let's get a attenuator. We'll just run a 1 through it. If we have to. Let's go to Bog Audio. Do you have one? Probably does. Okay. Envelope, followers, walk, and up and downer, panners, fader amplifier with a mute, mixers, dual attenuator. Probably just use that one. Let's see here. Oh yeah. But let me see here. Where is it? So yeah, I'll just run a 1 through it. Is what I'll do. I'll just run a 1 through it. I'm stupid. So where did it end up? I'm getting kind of cramped in here. Getting kind of crowded. Here it is, VCA. Takes a voltage in. No, here it is, control voltage. That actually gives me output. Okay, that's what I want. No, it's actually it's an input. Oh, for this. Okay. Well, if I output this, let me get a scope. Make sure this is working correctly. We're so quiet now. I'll savor it though. So we'll get this, run the output through this scope. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. Okay, let's see here. So this is at something right now. No. It's just, well, it wants to attenuate something. So I gotta send a variable into it. Right? Okay. So let's put that to maximum. And we'll get a variable here from the CF, was it? Variable. Run that into it. Make it a 1. Right here. Okay, so now we can... Yeah, I should have thought that before. But why doesn't it want to go to 1? I guess I misunderstand again. Oh, I think it's just... This is 1.0, is that why? This goes as high as 10? Okay, I'm confused. I thought it went from 1 to -1 to scale. Let me go down here to this one down here. We got some more scopes doing their thing. I guess it peaks at 10. Okay, I'm stupid. Huh, really? Alright, well anyway, so there's 10. And now we can control our... Okay, that's what you wanted. Thank you, Todd. I never thought of that my entire life, dude. If I'd known that earlier, I could have done a lot more shit. So now, let's get the sound going again. So this LFO here, right? Let's plug the square wave into this gate here, and to this gate over here. Let's see, where was that one? The ADSR here. Okay, so now can I control the frequency with this? Let's see here. Output. FM1. Live and learn, dude. I just recently learned how to use attenuators and attenuators. Okay. Let's see here. So I want to not offset it. I'm sorry. I need this attenuator here. It's not slowing it down at all. What if I made it maximum slowness? Then rose it up. Let's try this one. What if I made it maximum fastness? I'm going to lower the volume before I do that, though. No go. So what does FM do? Is it busted? Is it broken? Is it supposed to work? I'm going to try LFO 2. Seems like those inputs don't do anything. But it wants maybe it wants, I don't know, whatever. Let's maybe it wants a frequency, huh? Let's just go to fundamental and try the other one. Okay, so let's run the output of this into this gate up here. And also to this gate over here. I swear I've patched an LFO into FM on LFO 1.2. Yeah, maybe it's because it wants an actual frequency, not just a voltage. Right? I want a frequency control is what I want. But it seems that I can't have. I'm sorry. I want the output. Oh. No, so this is broken. LFO 2 works fine. That's weird. I can't slow it down, though. I think I want to go to maximum speed. No. I still don't get it. Oh, it's because of this thing. It's scaled in a weird way. Look, this is all... It won't go into the negatives. Because it's attenuating, right? It says attenuating. So what I want is not attenuation. I want a scalar. Oops, I want to delete. So let me try this. Let me go to bug audio. Yeah, verter, yeah. I'll just use a scalar. Same diff. I like this offset tool. It's mad decent, dude. Input and output. Okay. So right now it's at 10. So now that's at normal speed. Oh, because I'm offsetting. I want to scale. I'm stupid. So I want to go to a 0 offset. I'm stupid. Okay. And I want to get the scale of it to change. Okay. So let's plug this output into this scope as well. Let's see, make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay. Duh. Well, learn something new, dude. Thank you, Todd, for your advice. So, now what I want to do, now that I know how this works, I want to run this noise into that. So let's get rid of all this nonsense. Now we know how it works. So here's the noise, here's a sample and hold. Right. I feel like I'm missing something here. Here we are, sample and hold. Let's slide this over here. Okay. So now I want for this sample and hold to output into the FM. Here's the noise. Oh, this is the wrong output. I'm sorry. Duh. I want this output to go into this. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so now basically I want to lower the scale. I want it to be more extreme. Lower the frequency. Let's raise the volume here a little bit. Okay, so now I want, plus in the football game, a room over. You're right, that's exactly what they're doing. So now I want to lower the frequency a little bit. Raise the scale a little bit, so we have more variance. Okay. Okay, it's kind of nice. Have a good night, Todd. Thanks for your advice, dude. So we're almost at full scale. Okay. Let's raise the frequency of this. Different samples more often. Okay. I think I want to lower the scale, but raise the offset. Okay. Okay, that's working for me. Let's try this. I want to get more noise, but I want it to be filtered over time. So here's our LFO. I'm sorry, where am I at? Here we go. The noise and the frequency of the filter here. So what I want to do now is I want to get another LFO here. Let's see here, like this. Okay, go to fundamental, get another LFO. Okay. And I'm just going to, well, it needs to be kind of, we're getting randomized timing on it a little bit. So once again, I'm going to get LFO 2. Let's go with fundamental LFO 2. And I want this to go into the output. Output into the frequency of the filter. I'm going to raise the noise a lot. I'm going to raise the volume of this noise as well, the drone. So, oh, the scaling is wrong. There we go, that's what you want. Okay. Okay. So what'd be cool would be to have the scaling change as well randomly. Random scaling. No, that's fine. We'll do it like this. Okay, that'll do. But I want this to be a random frequency. Okay, so right now let's lower it. Okay, that'll be fine for now. Let's get this sample and hold. Oops, not this. I need the BGR. Sample and hold. Okay. So now I want to sample this noise as the input. And I just want to have... Well, we'll get another LFO for the gate here. Can I fit one in here, though, I wonder? Not quite. Okay. Okay, that'll do. So now I want to have this LFO's square wave be the gate for this sample and hold. I want for the output to control the frequency of this. Okay. It has to be scaled though. Oh, well, I can use this here. Frequency modulation control voltage. It turned out nicer than I expected to, actually. I still feel like the tinkling effect is too steady. Let's see here. So here's our... we can get rid of this arpeggiator. Take up space. Let's see here. Look, the gate ain't working. That's probably why, huh? So what do we have here? I'm missing something. So this output's going up there. We have this sample and hold here. Okay. I got rid of the LFO that I needed there, didn't I? Fuck. Can I undo? No, revert patch. How am I revert patch? I just want to undo. Huh, what did I just do? I missed something up there. Because now it is steady. I lost the gate there. I just need a pretty fast... LFO for the gate there. Let's get LFO 1. Run the square wave out to the gate of this. There we go, that's better. So I need a greater scale. Now, is this the pitch? No, that's the pitch. Okay. Okay, so that's... it can go too fast. Let's go here to about half scale. It's just too steady. Can I nudge it? Lower the overall frequency. Lower a little bit more, so not quite as frequent. Well, now, this is at neutral. This is not even affecting the voltage. Something's missing here. This offset is supposed to be affecting the control. Let me see this. Yeah, okay. So this is neutral. I gotcha. Yeah, it seems very steady. That'll do. Sorry about the quiet there, guys. I know it's not like super thrilling to watch a guy play around with a patch, but it's very fun for me. That drone is, it's alright. Could be a lot worse for the work we put into it. I think what I want to do is I want to apply some reverb to the drone, but not the noise. So what I want to do is I want to actually move the noise to its own channel. Right now the noise is not its own channel. Where is this noise anyway? The noise is right here. LFO frequency. What's up, Matthias? Just about to change our games here, dude. Over to Evander Holyfield. So here's the low-pass filter for the noise. It's being split between left and right here. I want to change that. I want to move it so that it's going left and right up here. Okay, let's see here. Then we got the other one here. I want the, where is it? Here it is. Right about now. Lower that one down quite a bit as well. And I want for this to have a volume sweep that's steady. So to add some more complexity to our noise here. So let's do that. I want to get the LFO here. Let's see. Fundamental LFO. And I want this to be like a slow, steady sweep. So let's run the sine wave to the control voltage input of that and this. Okay, lower the speed. And I want to scale it. So let's do that actually. Go to our fundamental, no, excuse me, the bog audio, offset. And let's, instead of plugging these both in there, let's plug this into the output of that, and this to the output of this, and the sine wave into the input of this. Now I want to scale it down to about half, and offset it by about half. Lower frequency a little bit. Okay, now we also have this LFO2 here. This one is controlling the speed of the filter. Or lower this down too. Quite a bit. Or lower the frequency in general, I think, a little bit. Nice. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit of the wind, and that's gonna be it, guys. I'm gonna call this cold day. Kind of what it sounds like, right? We got sort of a low, chilly drone, some wind blowing, a little icicles dropping little drippy drops down. Then I lower the volume of the drone a little bit too. And raise the volume of the wind. There we go. Let's zoom out and call it a day here for this. Guys, as usual, if you guys enjoy hanging out, I'll keep the channel on. Check my Patreon page at patreon.com/. What's up, mutants? Just winding up our VCV Rack stuff here. Going to get rid of the scope here. I think I want one more scope. I want 2 more scopes to see the left and right audio here. Yeah, guys, as usual, if you guys enjoy hanging out, I'll keep the channel on. Check my Patreon page at patreon.com/Vencabot. I stream for 40 hours a week, every week. It's a lot of work, takes a lot of time. It's a lot of fun, too, though. Being creative, doing gaming, hanging out with friends. If not for you guys can possibly afford to do that, it's a huge help to me that you guys check out Patreon or subscribe on Twitch or be like Mutant and do bits. Thank you, Mutants. So what are these evil machinations? It's a little, it's a modular synth. I just made a little modular song that I call Cold Day. Just wrapping it up. Sounds kind of like a cold day, right? Raise the volume a little bit for you guys. Can you write a song called Chicago Chinese Food? Oh my, yeah, dude, I couldn't do it justice, dude. I couldn't do it justice, man. Let's see how the thing looks on the whole. Okay, so it's pretty tall because of all these. These are all basically the same thing. I think I need to lower the maximum reach of this filter here. You see, this is the one, right? Let's see here. That'll do. Like I was saying, guys, you know, the financial help is super clutch on the channel here. But if you're like me, maybe you're totally broke, maybe you want to help out, but you really can't afford to, that's really cool because you can help for free. Get in the chat, come say hi, follow on Twitch, tell your friends we're here, save clips, check out YouTube at youtube.com/Vencabot Archive. I've got tutorials. I teach VCV Rack very fundamentals. I'm not that great at it, but I teach the very basics to get you going kind of the way that I am here. Also, we teach Python over there on YouTube. We do lots of third strike every other day, lots of long plays, RPGs, modern games, horror games, shooting games, AAA games, and indie games, multiplayer stuff like RuneScape, World of Warcraft, Left 4 Dead, lots of single player stuff as well, of course. If you guys want to help out, you know, get in the chat, come say hi. Like I said, that's the best way to help out. Just kind of hang out with me, makes the stream a lot more fun to run for me as a host, 40 hours a week. I'm going to go over a short break, come right back with some Sega Genesis of Vander Holyfield Real Deal Boxing. I will see you guys very shortly. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I know it's not exactly super thrilling to watch me sit here and dick around with VCV Rack, but I hope you guys enjoyed it in some capacity anyway. I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. Again, not super complex, but at the same time, it is a little bit nice, I think. I don't play 5 at all, no, Matthias. Have you gotten the Capcom beat 'em up game yet? In the bundle? No, I haven't. Does it have good online play? Might be worthwhile, huh? I'm going to go over a short break, guys. Come right back with some Evander Holyfield Real Deal Boxing. I'll see you guys very shortly. It was a blast, huh? Okay. I wonder who the developer is. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Pacific Sun Music. Gotta lower the volume of the trippy traps. Wow! Probably not digitally clipped, huh? Or how well the menus work. Dude, menus are hard to program, bro. You gotta move cursors up and down. You gotta be able to select things. Sometimes you gotta have a fucking confirmation. Yo, I can't wait to fucking body Evander Holyfield, bro.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Clip that shit! Clip my man!
When I was a kid mutant, my father bought me this game, Evander Holyfield, Real Deal Boxing. And I couldn't figure it out. It was too mechanical. So I'm going to read the manual this time and see if I can figure it out as an adult. Another boxing game you should consider trying out on stream is Legends of the Ring, huh? What console is it for? 16-bit boxing game. Legends of the Ring. Are you familiar with Evander Holyfield Real Deal Boxing? Because I'm definitely not. I never got past the first stage as a little kid.